Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Angela Brannan, and today I'm going to be making something that's not a card. I'm going to be using an old stamp I have from Creative Expressions. It's a stamp that allows you to make either a fan, a bell, or a basket. And today I'm going to make a fan. I'm going to use this stamp. These stamps were actually wood-backed stamps, which I removed and put some foam behind it and stored it in CD cases. Stamps that I don't use often are very old stamps. I put it in CD cases. But when I saw this Simon Says challenge for anything but a card, I thought I'd make a fan since it's going to be summer soon and I might need it at some point. Not very often in Scotland, but you never know. So I thought I'd make a fan. I decided to use my Twinkling H20 shimmering watercolors. There are 200 colors of these Twinkling H20s. I've got a fraction of those. These Twinkling H20s offer intense vibrant color and a pearly iridescent shimmer. And that's why I like using them. You don't need much of a skill to do this. You just need to spritz it with water to activate the paint cakes, and then when it gets the right consistency you can paint them. You can with a brush or a sponge, or you can even put the paint directly onto stamps. I'll do that one day. It's not this video, but you get some amazing shimmery sparkly results. So what I start with is I will be heat embossing these stamps onto black cardstock with gold embossing powder. Now the reason I want to use embossing is when you emboss an image, it's easier to watercolor them because there's a raised image and you need just to watercolor within those spaces. So there's a little bit of a well that you can put your Twinkling H20s with. So I heat emboss this with the usual Versamark ink, gold embossing powder, heat emboss it, and then I'm ready to paint them with Twinkling H20s. Now before I use the Twinkling H20s, I use a pipette and I put little droplets of water into all those little jars to activate the paint so it's ready. If it's too watery, you get a very light shimmer, but if you want it thick, you wait for it to get the right consistency before you start painting them. In fact, some of them I put a few layers because black cardstock, I wanted to have a really vibrant image, so I put a few layers. You'll see. I've got a few Twinkling H20 jars out. I've spritzed it with water to activate the paint cakes. I do add additional colors later on, like some yellows, and then I look to see which is the most suitable yellow to use. When I use the yellow, I realize if you don't let it activate properly, don't let the paint thicken a bit, then you will get a very light shimmer. So initially when I use it, I got a very light shimmer, but when I let it thicken a little bit, then I got a really vibrant yellow. So I do end up using yellow. This is a 2/0 detailer Skoda brush that I use to get into the tiny nooks and crannies of the flowers on the panel. I start off with a blue, and the consistency, while it's thick and nice, I do end up putting at least 2 layers on most of the colors to get to the vibrant color that I need against the black. And I carry on coloring, trying. I actually enjoy, because I've got quite a few of these colors, I like trying the different colors. I end up using 2 different colors on each panel for the flowers, a green for the stem of the flower, and I end up using oyster white for the rims and some of the similar colors on the borders as well. So I do use quite a few colors. You don't have to use all these colors. You can use the same 2 or 3 colors for every panel, but I've mixed it up because I enjoy using different Twinkling H20 colors that I have in my stash. Now that I've painted all the 9 panels, I've arranged them in symmetry of the colors. So I've got one color, which is the lime green border in the middle, and then I've got oranges on either side, then I've got the teal, the yellow, and the blue. It's actually my son Luke who gave me this symmetry kind of arrangement, which I think looks pretty. Now I will be using my glitter glue on the panels, the tabs on the right for each of the panels to adhere them together. But the final panel, I will not need the tab and I will cut it out at the end. I wasn't sure which was going to be the final panel, which is why I left the tab in. So I will just adhere each of this with some glitter glue. Now I use the liquid glue because it gives me some wiggle room and I think it's sturdier in the longer run. So I put on liquid glue for each of the tabs because I think it's stronger and besides I will be putting a card behind it to hold all of the panels together to give it a bit more sturdiness when you use it as a fan. in order to put a little tab in the middle so I can put the stick in, I wanted a circle. So I used some vellum, traced the vellum on the pattern there, and then traced it onto white card to stick it in the middle before I put the backing as well as the stick to hold the fan. This is what I did. I used the same template as I used it in my previous fan, what I call the prototype. But this time I didn't have a bit of a curve at the bottom, but I put it a straight cut at the bottom so I can stick the panel to hold on to all the panels together. This will allow the stick to be held in the middle to hold on to the panels and use it as a fan. I flood the little pocket with a lot of liquid glue so it'll hold on to the stick very sturdily when I use it as a fan. That comes to the end of the video where the fan is ready. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like the video and consider subscribing. I've a lot of detail with all the paint colors, close-up pictures of the fans I've made in my blog. The link to my blog is in the description below, so please go on there and get the details you want. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you at the next video.